A very happy new week to you. My name is M.Tommy of Peace Ark Ministry. Thank you for being part of today's broadcast. Alright, I want to continue from my last episode where I talked about ordination and who ordained Prophet T.B Joshua. So today we're going to talk about apostleship. Who is an apostle? Many people have been saying that there are no more apostles today. Well, I cannot say yes or no now. So once I'm done with this explanation, you will know if they are correct or not. Thank you so much. Well, considering the fivefold ministry, the first one is apostle, the second one is a prophet, the third one is evangelist, the fourth one is the pastors, and the fifth and last one is teachers. In all these offices, the one that is more controversial is the office of an apostle. Mind you, you can't just call yourself an apostle. You can't just be promoted to be an apostle. Some churches today, you find out that someone will progress from the rank of an evangelist to a pastor, and from a pastor to an apostle. So being an apostle has a criteria. So we're going to talk about the criteria today. What makes one an apostle? When can one be called an apostle? Or do you still have apostles today? All right. So let's go back to the Bible and look at the Bible, what it has to say about being an apostle. First of all, let's open our Bible to the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 20. For said Peter, it is written in the book of Psalms, may his place be deserted, let there be no one to dwell in it, and may another take his place of leadership. 21. Therefore, it is necessary to choose one of the men who have been with us the whole time the Lord Jesus was living among us, beginning from John's baptism to the time when Jesus was taken up from us. For one of these must become a witness with us of his resurrection. So they nominated two men, Joseph called Barsabbas, also known as Justus, and Matthias. Then they prayed, Lord, you know everyone's heart. Show us which of these two you have chosen to take over this apostolic ministry, which Judas left to go where he belongs. Then they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias, so he was added to the 11 apostles. The first criteria was they needed someone that had been there, sat under the feet of Jesus, that had been there in their going out and coming in when Jesus was with them. That is the first qualification. That means for you to be an apostle, you might have had an encounter with him one-on-one. That is a physical encounter where he appears to you, where he appears to talk to you. You being a Christian, a minister, a pastor, whatever, doesn't qualify you to call yourself an apostle. You're not an apostle of Christ because you're a minister. You're not an apostle of Christ because you're a pastor. You have to understand how the fivefold ministries are. Just like everyone you see, you call them pastors. Not everyone are pastors. Just like when you cannot call Prophet T.B Joshua Pastor T.B Joshua. He was not a pastor, he was a prophet, a called prophet. His functions and everything is very different from what a pastor would do. That's why he said that everyone that attacked him majorly were pastors, people that were not in that category of calling, people that were not in that category of assignment were the one criticizing him more, because they did not understand what he was doing. Why? They were not in that line of an assignment. So a pastor is not a prophet. Let me explain something to you there. A pastor is like having a police, and a prophet is like having soldiers. All of them are forces, but they have different functions. You don't send police to fight war. You send armies to fight war. You send police to maintain calmness. Alright, so one protect lives and property, the other one destroy lives and property. So you should understand what I'm saying now. So that's the work of a prophet, and that's also the work of a pastor. So according to the Bible, you find out right now that all are not apostles. So for you to be an apostle means you might have had an encounter one-on-one with Jesus Christ. Let's look at Acts chapter 1 verse 15. In those days, Peter stood up among the believers, a group numbering about 120. Peter stood up among 120 people. But out of these 120 people, all of them, because they were believers, did not qualify them to be apostles. They were all disciples of Jesus Christ. Acts chapter 1 verse 26 says, Then they cast lot, and the lot fell to Matthias. So he was added to the 11 apostles. If Matthias was not among that group where the Lord Jesus was with them, there's no way he would have been chosen to be an apostle. Look at only two people were chosen because of the criteria that were to be met. Aside from the 12 apostles, that is 11 and Matthias that made it 12, we had one other apostle, and there have never been any other apostle again. That's why someone like Philip was not an apostle. That's why someone like Philip was not an apostle. He was just a disciple. So the next apostle we had was Apostle Paul that made it 13. And that was the last apostle we had in the Bible. Why was he Apostle Paul? That was the only person after Jesus Christ left appeared to him one-on-one. When he appeared to him on the way to Damascus, and he said, "Why are you persecuting me?" He said, "Who am I? Who are you that are persecuting?" He said, "I am the Lord that you are persecuting." That very statement, that very occurrence that day qualified Paul to become an apostle of Christ. And that's how we had 13 apostles in the entire Bible. After that, we do not have apostles anymore. Timothy was not an apostle because he wasn't there. Paul wouldn't have been an apostle if Jesus Christ did not reveal himself to him, did not have an encounter, did not talk to him one-on-one to call him. If you go back and read that place, you will understand. When you hear someone call himself an apostle is not a title, and it's a very big office. Understanding the fivefold ministry will give you a clearer picture of your calling, your ministry, and what is your function. Thank you so much for your time. Continue to subscribe. Please check the description below. I have any information for you. God bless you. Till I see you again. Bye.